disassemble the FN30K fusion engine gun. Start by taking off the top cover. Just unlock it and take off the top cover, and then you can actually remove the battery from the battery tray. The connector is right here. You would have to just disconnect the connector and take out the battery, and this tray can actually slide all the way out through the front to expose the FCU. So that's how you get at the FCU if you need to make adjustments. You can take out the box mag by disconnecting the box mag connector here, and then you want to remove the feed spring. First you'll have to take a 5/64 hex key and actually loosen the screw that's right here, just a turn or so to back it off, and this spring will pull right out. That's all it takes. When you reinsert this, you just push it in all the way and then just put a turn or so on the screw here to lock it in place, and that'll keep the spring from popping out. You don't want to overturn that, so you can press the spring, and then that'll end up blocking the BBs. So once the spring is taken out and the wiring harness is disconnected, you're going to want to take out these locks that are on either side of the box mag. You just grab hold of these plastic levers and pull them out. You can pull them all the way out. They actually have detent, so they'll stay in place. But you just pull it out from the box mag, lift it up from the bottom, and it comes right off. To reinstall, you just put it right back onto the bracket. There's a little ledge at the bottom where that supports it, and then you reinsert the locking pins. So that takes out the box mag. The box mag opens up, has a little detent to lock the lid. You can fill it up with your BBs right there, close it up, and then mount it on the gun. So now once the box mag is out, to extract the fusion engine from the gun, you're going to want to take off the top pop-up block, and actually to get at the back of the engine, it'll be easier to take off this part back here and remove that. There's 4 screws for that. So let me show how you take off the top of the hop-up block. You'll take this first screw off here at the top. This is a standard fusion engine mounting screw. It's an 8/32 screw, and you'll use a 3/32 hex key to remove that screw. Then there are 4 screws in the front. Use a 2.5mm hex key to remove these 4 screws. Just loosen them up. They should pull right out. And there's 2 other screws right here up at the front. If it's easier, you can remove this front pin, but you should be able to just get these pulled out pretty easily here. The top of the hop-up block should come right up. There you go. Alright, this comes right off. You can see there's a set screw right up here at the front. Use a 2mm hex key to adjust that set screw, which activates the hop-up on the bucking there. And if you can see inside there, that's the actual barrel. The barrel can get removed by going forward out the front of the gun, and I'll show how you do that here in a second. But let's go ahead and finish taking out the fusion engine. Instead of taking out the bottom plate, which is held on by a lot of screws, it's a real pain to take out, it's better instead to just take out the 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, on the back, and take this top plate off. Makes it a little bit easier. And this just unscrews manually. Alright, now this top cover will come right off, and you can actually see the connection line for the trigger switch. Is another easily connectable line. It's just tucked back here in the back. Okay, now the fusion engine is held in place in the back by 2 screws. One screw is underneath this plate right here, and the other is right on this side. You'll use a 3mm hex key just to remove this one bolt here, and the other one is hidden on this side of the gun underneath that screw, while you remove this one screw here just to take off this lever. This will just sort of pop right off of here. You don't actually have to take that last screw out. And there's the other screw. Again, a 3mm hex key. We'll remove this last screw here. Okay, and now you probably want to disconnect the trigger switch, and the fusion engine will just lift right out the back and pull right out. There you go. Now you can do any servicing that you need to do on the engine. Obviously, just to reinstall, you just reverse the process, slide the air line down through the hole at the bottom, and this will seat right into the hop-up block. Alright, now to take out the barrel, if you need to do any servicing on the barrel, you can actually remove the lower hop-up block by taking out these 4 screws here. Not actually necessary. You can take out the barrel from the front of the gun. You first start by loosening this one set screw here with a 2mm hex key, and that allows the front cap to come right off. And once the front cap is off, you can grab hold of the barrel. Actually, it's coming out the back already. You can push the barrel forward, and it'll come out through the front of the gun. And there you go. The barrel's extracted. Now to put it all back together, you just sort of reverse this process. Feed the barrel in from the front, put your fusion engine in, clamp it all down, and put it all back together, and you're good to go. Couple notes when you reinstall the battery into the gun. There is a bracket right here at the top of the lid which holds this tray back. So when you put the tray on, just push the battery tray back underneath here, and then when this goes down, make sure nothing's in the way there, it'll actually hold the battery tray in place and keep it from sliding forward, and so that locks it there. Also on the box mag, note the orientation of these tabs. They're pointed toward the gun when you insert them. So on both sides, you can see that there's a little L shape there. They point toward the gun, and that locks this in place, doesn't allow that to move. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of test firing of the FN30. Just pour the BBs into the box mag. It wasn't very many, but it should be enough to show it. To prime it, you get the BBs to load up into the feed tube there, just without the air connected. Air is detached. Just pull the trigger, and the BB should feed up in there. There you go. And it'll keep whining until the clutch activates. All right, test firing the FN30.